the hidden genius who put America in space, the Katherine Johnson story. Born in 1918 in White Sulphur Springs, West Virginia, Katherine Johnson was an extraordinary child. At age 10, she was already attending high school and showing remarkable skills in math. By the age of 18, she had graduated from West Virginia University, earning a degree in mathematics and French. But, in the segregated society of the 1930s and 40s, career opportunities for a black woman were slim, especially in science. With segregation keeping her from fully realizing her potential, Katherine was determined to succeed. Her brilliance eventually caught the attention of NASA's predecessor, NASA National Advisory Committee for Aeronautics, where she was hired as a human computer in 1953 to perform complex calculations by hand. But there were challenges. Katherine faced racial prejudice and was forced to work in separate, segregated spaces. Even the bathrooms were different from her white counterparts. Yet, these obstacles didn't deter her. Her passion for mathematics was unstoppable. In the 1950s, as the space race against the Soviet Union heated up, the newly formed NASA required accurate calculations to launch the first astronauts into space. Despite the reliance on early, error-prone computers, NASA's most difficult calculations were still done by hand, and they needed someone who was not only precise but creative. Katherine Johnson became a central figure in these groundbreaking missions. In 1961, when NASA's Alan Shepard became the first American in space, Katherine's calculations were crucial in determining the spacecraft's trajectory. Shepard's flight, though short, was a massive leap in space exploration. However, the most pivotal moment came with the flight of John Glenn in 1962 as NASA prepared for his mission to orbit the Earth. The computer's calculations failed to inspire confidence. Glenn, fully aware of the importance of the mission, requested that Katherine Johnson personally verify the calculations. "Get the girl to check the numbers," he famously said, believing that if Katherine approved the numbers, he could safely launch. Katherine checked the math manually, comparing it to the computer-generated figures, and gave her approval. Glenn's successful mission forever changed space history, yet Katherine's name remained unknown to the public. A critical contribution to Apollo 11. The real power of Katherine's intellect was revealed in NASA's Apollo program. In 1969, NASA was preparing for its most ambitious mission yet, Apollo 11, the first human landing on the moon. The world's eyes were on the mission, and any error could have meant disaster. Katherine was tasked with the critical job of calculating the trajectory for the moon's landing and return to Earth. She calculated the launch window, re-entry paths, and the correct trajectory angle for the lunar module to make its safe descent to the moon. One small mistake could result in astronauts being lost in space, but Katherine's precise calculations ensured Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin's safe arrival and return to Earth. Her work directly contributed to their success, but once again, her name remained absent from the headlines. Despite her critical role in the Apollo missions and beyond, Katherine Johnson remained an unsung hero in the space race. The spacecrafts kept flying, missions kept succeeding, and humanity ventured farther into space, all thanks to the unacknowledged brilliance of Katherine Johnson. However, the world finally started to recognize her genius in 2016, when the movie Hidden Figures was released. Starring Taraji P. Henson as Katherine Johnson, the film detailed her groundbreaking contributions to NASA and opened the eyes of a new generation to the crucial work of black women in STEM. That same year, Katherine Johnson was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom, presented by President Barack Obama at 97 years old. Katherine's life's work was finally being acknowledged. The space industry, women's rights movements, and future generations now saw her for the legend she truly was. As she celebrated her success, Katherine remained humble, often stating that she was just doing her job. But her legacy began to take root worldwide. Her work helped pave the way for many women in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics STEM, especially women of color. She worked with NASA for over 33 years, contributing to the Space Shuttle program, Mars missions, and continued to break barriers until her retirement in 1986. The impact of her work is felt in every rocket launch and space exploration mission today. Katherine Johnson's legacy is now immortalized in NASA's Katherine G. Johnson Computational Research Facility, a building named in her honor in 2017. Yet, it took far too long for her story to be heard. She passed away in 2020 at the age of 101, but her work continues to inspire people of all backgrounds to pursue careers in math, science, and engineering. Without Katherine Johnson, the United States may never have made it to the moon, and space travel, as we know it, might never have progressed. Her story is a testament to perseverance, brilliance, and breaking down barriers against racial and gender prejudice. She never sought the limelight, yet her work propelled humanity into the future. Her legacy lives on in every space mission, every satellite launch, and every groundbreaking mathematical discovery in space. Katherine Johnson showed the world that brilliance knows no bounds. A modern-day rocket launches into space, leaving Earth's atmosphere behind. As the camera zooms in on a hand-drawn trajectory map, a tribute to Katherine Johnson's unmatched precision. The stars themselves shine brighter thanks to her work. Interesting and little-known facts about Katherine Johnson. At just 18, Katherine Johnson graduated summa cum laude from West Virginia University with degrees in mathematics and French. Her calculations helped make the early Space Shuttle and Mars missions possible. She was one of only a few women selected to be part of the West Area Computers at NASA's Langley Research Center. Katherine's family faced significant racial prejudice, yet her father, a railroad worker, made sure she received the best education available, traveling with her to different towns for school. Her work also helped with the calculations behind the trajectories for the Apollo 13 mission, saving the lives of 3 astronauts who were stranded in space. Final thought: while history may have overlooked Katherine Johnson for many years, her contributions to space exploration are now cemented in history. Her quiet brilliance changed the course of science, and her story continues to inspire millions to chase their own dreams no matter the obstacles in their path. Would you like to add any specific parts, or delve into a different aspect of her life in more detail? Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video and learned something new, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so you never miss out on more amazing stories like this one. Drop a comment below sharing what inspired you the most from today's video. Stay curious, stay inspired, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.